The music is blaring from every direction. You catch yourself in a mob of bouncing bodies. You smell strongly of axe and sweat. Meanwhile, your day is exhausted from a day's worth of beauty preparations, ranging from nails to makeup to hair and spray tanning. That's right, you're at prom. One of the many inclusions that comes with going to public schools. But many homeschool kids don't get the opportunity to do this because their parents were cruel enough to send them to homeschool or make them homeschool. Today, I'm going to go over why you shouldn't homeschool so you don't end up like your socially awkward neighbor who was taught algebra in their basement. I'm going to take you through a day's worth of the public school schedule. First, we will look at the social and logistical effects on the kids, where next we will look at the quality of teaching compared from public to homeschool. Then finally, we will review the effects on the parents. Many people believe that homeschooling is an effective way of teaching kids because it allows them to do more intimate learning as well as using religion in their education, since it's something you can't do in public schools. But according to sheknows.com, kids need just as much social and emotional stimulation to learn how to overcome challenges, read social cues, and build confidence. Growing up, many of you probably established friendships in elementary school, and you didn't think anything of it. That's because socializing came naturally. You were surrounded by a bunch of kids, a bunch of friends. You were easily enough you can make friends with. But in homeschooling, kids are isolated. Kids are isolated in homeschool where they're not in a crowd of comrades who they can talk to. Now, it's every parent's goal to protect their kids from the dangers of the outside. Drugs, alcohol, sex, peer pressure, the list goes on. But these are only things you can hide from your kid for so long. What happens once you send them off onto the real world? According to healthguidance.org, it is essential for kids to experience peer pressure because it helps them dictate their decisions and learn from their mistakes. Think of it like this. As a kid, it's important for you to be exposed to bacteria and illnesses, right? This is because it builds your immune system down the road. The same thing is true for dangers in the world. If a kid is exposed to the peer pressures, they can learn from their mistakes and do better next time. By being homeschooled, the parents are dictating the decisions, and they have no room for this. Another sad note is that people who homeschool have been able to take advantage of the system and mistreat, abuse, and even murder kids. By sending your kids to homeschool, you're able to let the kids know or tell the teachers about their home life so they're safe and they know about the situation. Moving on to our next class, we look at the quality of education. Now, if I were to offer you a chance to learn a subject you know nothing about, would you rather it be taught by your mom in a textbook or by a teacher who's certified and knows what they're doing? Now, many of you probably chose the second option, and why wouldn't you? People who are homeschooled are limited to one or two people to reach out to as adults, this being their parents. By going to public schools, you're able to access lots of adults by taking many subjects with many teachers. Not only does this allow for many people to reach out to, but this allows for many ways of thinking about stuff. By doing this, you're able to find a teacher you mostly relate with, and you can build relationships, which is something you wouldn't get at homeschool. Another thing to take into perspective is the biased opinion that comes with being taught by your parents. If you've ever talked politics with your parents, I'm sure you know that they like to talk about their opinion and only theirs. Moving on to our final class, we are going to look at the effects on the parents. When it comes to homeschooling, this isn't just an easy option. This is a team effort. By doing homeschooling, parents are left to step up to the plate and be the teachers. Now, to some people, this might not sound like a problem, but there's one problem. You're not getting paid a cent to do it. By homeschooling your kids, you're being forced 6 to 7 hours a day to teach your kid, and not only is it free, according to hslda.org, which is the homeschooling line of something administration, the average cost is $900 a year. Now, since many homeschooled parents have to be teaching their kids all day, they're forced to live on a single income. And because of this, $900 a year may be a burden, and it often leads to living on a tight budget. Not only is this stressful on the kid, but this is stressful on the parents as well. Teaching without just being a parent by itself is stressful enough, knowing you have to teach your kids and keep them safe, having to make sure you're accountable that they learn the academics they need to. That's a whole nother ballgame. Now we're going to go back and review our schedule for the day. First, we looked at the social effects on the kids. Next, we walked down the hall to look at the quality of education. And finally, we reviewed the effects on the parents. Well, there's the bell, so it looks like it's time to start heading to the gym so we can prepare for basketball practice tonight. Thank you.